Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly caught a scent that makes you stop and think? It was not a bad smell. It was just something familiar. Maybe it reminds you of your grandmother's favorite blanket or the jacket your grandfather wore every winter. People call it the old people smell. But here's the thing. It is not about hygiene. It is not about neglect. It is about time, biology, and memory. And what you are about to learn might surprise you. Welcome to Ageless Vitality, where we talk about real-life topics that matter to older adults and their families. Today, we are digging into something that a lot of people have noticed, but very few understand. You know that certain scent that some older folks seem to have? It has been the punchline of jokes, misunderstood, and even judged. But what if I told you there is actual science behind it? And it is not about not showering or being unclean. This is about how our bodies change as we age in ways we rarely talk about. When we understand those changes, we stop blaming and start appreciating. So stay with me, because this conversation might just change how you view aging and the people you love. Let's be honest. A lot of people hear the term old person smell and jump to conclusions. They assume it means someone is not clean or that they are not taking care of themselves. But that is not just unfair, it is flat out wrong. The truth is, this scent is not a sign of neglect. It is a part of the natural aging process. And because we do not talk about it openly, many older adults feel ashamed or confused about it. They wonder, did I do something wrong? No, they did not. The real problem is the silence. When we do not understand something, we often judge it. But when we bring it into the light, we make room for empathy, respect, and better care. Let's start with the basics. You know that scent some folks talk about when they mention older people? It is hard to describe, but once you notice it, you never forget it. It is not body odor in the way we usually think of it. It is not like sweat from a workout or the smell of food lingering on clothes. It is something softer, a little musty, maybe even sweet or earthy. People often describe it as comforting, while others might find it unfamiliar. But here is the important part. That smell is not about cleanliness. It is not about whether someone bathes every day or uses fancy soaps. Scientists have looked into this. They found that a compound called Nonenal plays a big role. Now, that might sound like something out of a chemistry textbook, but stay with me. Nonenal is a byproduct of how our skin changes as we age. After the age of 40, our skin starts producing different types of oils, and it loses some of its natural antioxidants. When these oils interact with oxygen, they create 2-nonenal, and that is what gives off this particular scent. So yes, even if someone showers regularly and takes good care of themselves, they might still have this natural smell. It is not their fault. It is not a hygiene issue. It is biology. And when you think about it, that is kind of amazing. Our bodies are constantly changing, adapting, and responding to time. This scent is just one of the ways that change shows up. Now, here's something worth thinking about. Instead of reacting with judgment or discomfort, what if we responded with understanding? What if we saw this scent as part of a person's life story? It is a marker of years lived, lessons learned, and love given. Maybe it reminds you of sitting in your grandmother's kitchen or hugging your grandfather on a cold day. Those are memories worth holding on to. So next time you catch that scent, do not wrinkle your nose. Pause. Reflect. That smell? It is more than just a chemical compound. It is history. It is family. It is human. Now that we know 2-nonenal is a big reason for that familiar scent, let us take a closer look at how it actually forms. When we are younger, our skin produces a balanced mix of oils that help keep it hydrated and protected. These oils are full of antioxidants, which help fight off damage from the environment. But as we get older, especially after the age of 40, things start to shift. Our skin begins to produce fewer antioxidants, and the types of fatty acids in our skin also change. This makes it easier for certain reactions to happen on the surface of the skin. One of those reactions is oxidation, and that is where 2-nonenal comes in. Think of it like this. You know how an apple starts to turn brown after you slice it and leave it out for a while? That is oxidation. Something very similar happens to the oils on our skin. When they break down, they produce 2-nonenal, which gives off that distinct scent we often associate with aging. Now, here's another layer to this. Hormones play a big role too. As we age, levels of hormones like estrogen and testosterone start to decline. This change affects how our skin renews itself and how much oil it produces. Slower cell turnover means dead skin cells hang around longer, trapping those oxidized oils on the surface. And that gives 2-nonenal even more time to do its thing. You might be wondering, does regular soap help? The answer is not always. 2-nonenal is lipid-soluble, meaning it blends with oils, not water. So, unless you're using a cleanser specifically designed to break down these compounds, the smell can stick around, even if you were freshly showered. This is one reason why older adults who take great care of themselves might still carry a bit of that scent. Now, let's talk about why this matters. Understanding the science behind this smell helps shift our thinking. Instead of seeing it as something bad or embarrassing, we can start to see it as just another part of growing older. It is not a failure. It is not a flaw. It is nature. It is life. And when we see it that way, we make room for more kindness, more patience, and a deeper respect for the journey that aging brings. Another thing to keep in mind is that everyone's body is different. Some people might produce more of these compounds depending on genetics, medications, or even their diet. And that is okay. It is part of what makes us human. So the next time you catch a whiff of that scent, remember, it is not just chemistry. It is a sign that the person in front of you has lived, loved, and lasted. And that is something worth honoring. Let's talk about the myths, because there are plenty of them. One of the biggest ones is this idea that the scent we associate with older people comes from being unclean. People think, well, maybe they do not shower enough, or maybe they just stopped caring. But here's the truth. Many older adults take excellent care of themselves. They bathe regularly, wear clean clothes, and use hygiene products just like anyone else. And yet, the scent can still be there. That is because, as we talked about before, the smell comes from a natural chemical process in the body, not from a lack of cleanliness. When people do not know that, they often make unfair judgments. And let us be honest, nobody likes to feel judged, especially for something that is beyond their control. Another common myth is that this smell is a sign of illness or poor health. While it is true that certain medical conditions can affect body odor, the presence of this natural aging scent does not automatically mean someone is sick. It is not a warning sign. It is not a symptom. It is simply part of how the body evolves. There's also this pressure in our culture to hide or cover up anything that reminds us of aging. Wrinkles, gray hair, and yes, even natural scent. We are told to mask it with perfumes, sprays, or scented lotions. But maybe that is part of the problem. Maybe the issue is not the smell itself, but the way we react to it. If we stopped viewing aging as something negative, we might stop treating the natural outcomes of aging as problems. That shift in mindset makes all the difference. Because when we treat something as a problem, we treat the person as if they are the problem. And that is not okay. We need to start having honest conversations about these topics. No more tiptoeing around them or making jokes at someone else's expense. Let us replace the myths with knowledge and replace judgment with empathy. So the next time you hear someone make a joke about how an older person smells, pause. Think, and maybe offer a little truth. Because the more we understand, the more kindness we create. And the world could always use a little more of that. Let's talk about something that is often overlooked when it comes to body scent, especially as we age. It is your diet. What you put in your body does not just affect your weight, energy levels, or heart health. It also affects how you smell. And yes, that is true for everyone, not just older adults. Certain foods tend to increase oxidative stress in the body, and that can lead to more nonenal production. Remember that compound we talked about earlier? It is one of the key reasons behind that familiar aging scent. Diets high in red meat, fried foods, processed snacks, and sugar can contribute to that process. These types of food create inflammation and add to the breakdown of fatty acids in the skin, which then leads to more of that odor-producing compound. Now, here's the good news. What you eat can also help reduce that scent. Foods rich in antioxidants, like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and fatty fish, can help neutralize the impact of oxidation. These foods support healthy skin, boost your immune system, and help keep your body functioning more efficiently. Think of spinach, blueberries, walnuts, and salmon. Simple changes like adding more of these foods to your meals can make a big difference. Some people also find that drinking green tea, lemon water, or using natural chlorophyll drops helps improve how their body smells. These choices are not magic cures, but they do promote better digestion, hydration, and internal balance. And when your body is balanced on the inside, it often shows on the outside too. Let's take a moment to consider a real-life example. Imagine two people in their 70s. One eats a balanced, plant-forward diet, stays hydrated, and limits processed foods. The other mostly eats packaged meals, drinks very little water, and rarely eats vegetables. Who do you think will smell fresher over time? Exactly. This is not about shaming anyone for their choices. It is about awareness. Sometimes we just do not realize how much our lifestyle impacts us. And the good news is that it is never too late to make small changes. Even swapping one soda for a glass of water or choosing baked over fried chicken is a step in the right direction. Your body tells your story, and part of that story is shaped by what you feed it. So if you want to feel better, smell better, and age with a little more grace, start with your plate. Small steps, real results. It is also helpful to listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after eating certain foods. Do they give you energy or make you feel sluggish? Do you notice changes in your skin or how your clothes smell after a few days of eating better? Our bodies are always giving us clues. We just need to listen. By making mindful food choices, we are not only helping ourselves. We are setting an example for the younger generation, too. Let us talk about hygiene and skincare, because they matter. While we now know that the aging scent comes from natural changes in the body, that does not mean good hygiene is not important. It plays a key role in how we feel and how we show up in the world each day. First things first, exfoliating the skin a few times a week helps remove dead skin cells that hold on to oils and odors. You do not need fancy products. A gentle scrub or even a soft washcloth with warm water can do the trick. When you clear away that top layer, your skin gets to breathe again, and the scent is less likely to linger. Now let us talk soap. Most regular soaps clean the surface, but they may not do much for nonenal, which is oil-based. That is why soaps made with green tea extract, persimmon, or charcoal are becoming popular among older adults. They help break down the compounds that cause the scent in the first place. These ingredients are not just trends. They are backed by studies and years of traditional use in cultures that prioritize natural aging. Moisturizing is another big piece of the puzzle. As we age, our skin loses moisture faster, becoming dry and more prone to irritation. Dry skin can hold on to odor more easily. A good unscented lotion, something with vitamin E, shea butter, or natural oils, can help balance your skin and create a healthier barrier. Do not forget your clothes. The fabrics we wear can trap odor, especially synthetic ones. Wearing natural materials like cotton, linen, or bamboo helps the skin breathe and reduces buildup. Also, changing clothes regularly, washing bed sheets more often, and airing out closets can make a difference that you actually feel. Fresh air is a forgotten hero. Spending time outside, opening windows, and letting your home breathe are simple ways to refresh your space and your skin. Clean air helps everything feel a bit lighter. But here is the heart of it all. This is not about hiding who you are. It is about caring for yourself in a way that brings comfort and confidence. When you feel clean, you feel more open to the world. You feel more like yourself. So give your skin the love it deserves. Not because you're trying to erase something, but because you're honoring where you are in life with dignity, care, and a touch of grace. Let's talk about natural ways to manage body scent as we get older. We have already covered the science, and we know that the scent is a natural part of aging. But that does not mean there is nothing we can do. There are gentle, natural ways to support your body and feel more comfortable in your own skin. Essential oils are a great place to start. Scents like lavender, lemon, peppermint, and sandalwood are not only pleasant, but they also have antibacterial and calming properties. A few drops in a warm bath or added to a diffuser can go a long way. Some people even dab a little on their wrists or behind their ears for a soft, comforting smell that lasts throughout the day. Bathing in Epsom salts or using herbal sachets like chamomile, rosemary, or sage can also support the body's detox process. These herbs have been used for generations and are gentle on sensitive skin. They do not just help with scent, they also relax the muscles and calm the mind. That is a win-win. Movement is another powerful tool. You do not need to run a marathon. Even a 10-minute walk around the block, stretching in your living room, or doing chair yoga can help your body move toxins out. When your circulation improves, your skin responds, and your body feels refreshed. Hydration plays a big role too. Drinking enough water helps flush the system and supports healthy skin. When you're dehydrated, your body holds onto waste longer, and that can affect how you smell. So keep a water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Now let us talk clothing. Natural fibers like cotton, bamboo, and linen allow your skin to breathe better than synthetic fabrics. This reduces the buildup of sweat and oil, which helps manage body odor more effectively. Wearing loose, breathable clothes and changing them daily is a simple habit that really makes a difference. But maybe the most important piece of all this is a mindset. These habits are not chores. They are acts of care. When you take time to support your body naturally, you're sending a message to yourself. I matter. I deserve to feel good. So light that candle, sip that herbal tea, take that walk. Small things done with love have big results. Your scent is just one part of you. And with a little care, it can feel just as beautiful as the rest of your story. Let's take a moment to really think about how we view aging. Too often, getting older is seen as something to hide or avoid. Wrinkles, gray hair, slower steps, and yes, even changes in scent are treated like problems to fix. But what if we change the way we look at it? What if we saw these things as signs of a life well lived? There is a story behind every wrinkle. There is a memory in every silver strand. And that scent we have been talking about, it tells a story too. It says, I have been here. I have loved. I have seen things. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to honor. One woman once told me that her granddaughter said, Grandma smells like Sunday mornings and cinnamon toast. That is not just sweet. That is powerful. It shows how our senses, especially smell, connect us to people and moments that matter. That scent became a symbol of comfort, of home, of unconditional love. So when we talk about managing scent as we age, let's not fall into the trap of thinking we have to erase who we are. The goal is not to cover up aging. The goal is to care for ourselves in a way that makes us feel good and preserves the dignity we deserve. Respect is a two-way street. As younger people, We need to respect the path our elders have walked. As we age, we need to respect our own journey. That means embracing the changes while also supporting our well-being. It means recognizing that aging is not the end. It is a rich, meaningful chapter that holds its own beauty. We need to talk more openly about these things. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends. Talk to your doctor. Let us stop pretending that aging is something to be embarrassed about. It is something every single one of us will experience if we're lucky enough to live long. So the next time you notice the scent of someone older, pause for a second. Think about everything that scent carries. Think about the decades of life, the joys, the struggles, and the wisdom. And if that scent comes from you, remember this. You have earned every bit of it. Wear it with pride, care for yourself with love, and never let anyone make you feel less because of it. Here is the moment where it all starts to make sense. That scent we have been talking about, it is not just some random detail about aging. It is part of a much bigger story. It is your body's way of saying, I have been here. I have lived. I have carried others. I have made it through. You see, we spend so much time trying to erase the signs of getting older. We cover up gray hair. We smooth out wrinkles. We try to hide the way our bodies shift and change. But what if we stopped fighting it and started honoring it instead? That scent is not a flaw. It is a signature, a natural imprint of the journey you have taken. It is like a bookmark in the story of your life. Every time someone notices it, it is a quiet reminder of resilience, of years gone by, of love that has lasted. I once heard someone say, my grandfather always smelled like pine and old books. That scent became part of who he was. It meant comfort. It meant wisdom. And it stayed with him long after he was gone. So yes, your scent might change as you age. But that change is a symbol. It is a part of you. And it deserves to be respected, not erased. We have covered a lot in this conversation. From the science behind aging scent to the myths that surround it, we have peeled back the layers of something many people are too shy to talk about. And now, hopefully, you see it differently. This is not just about odor. It is about understanding. It is about treating our elders and ourselves with more care, more patience, and more respect. Maybe next time you visit your grandmother, you will remember that her scent is not a flaw. It is part of her story. Maybe you will look at your own reflection with more kindness. Because growing older is not a problem to fix. It is a gift to carry. And when we honor that, we grow into better people, better families, and a better society for everyone. If this video made you pause, reflect, or even smile a little, go ahead and give it a like. Share it with someone you care about, especially someone who may need to hear that aging is not a burden, but a blessing. And do not forget to subscribe to Ageless Vitality for more real, heartfelt conversations like this one. Let us keep learning, growing, and honoring the journey together. Thanks for watching. We're glad you are here.